Okay, we will start. Yes, okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Greetings to everyone from Istanbul, Turkey. My colleagues and I are delighted to be here with you at this important symposium. On this occasion, we would like to extend our sincere gratitude to the organizing committee and to the reviewers who deemed our abstract worthy of presentation. As academics from Ozyegin University's Faculty of Law and Faculty of Architecture, my esteemed colleagues, Dr. Basak Ozparlak, Dr. CEtin, Dr. Volkan Mengi, and our PhD candidate and research assistant, Selm Sarfati, and I are pleased to present the progress of a project we initiated a year ago, which has since been refined and recognized as worthy of support by TÜBİTAK, the Scientific and Technological Research Council of Turkey. Is the leading institution supporting scientific research in Turkey. It funds projects, organizes competitions, and promotes innovation in various fields. For many years, students at Ozyegin University's Faculty of Law have participated in physical mock trial presentations. In our pursuit of updating legal education and legal practice, adapting to new technologies, and enhancing both the vision of future legal professionals and public access to justice. We have integrated a VR-supported mock trial model into legal education. After the earthquake hit the southern Turkey in 2023, university students in Turkey, including Ozyegin University, couldn't attend their courses physically. Online education became a reality again. This made us, as academicians, think of different and more effective solutions for more effective online and distant education practices. VR and AR technologies for the inclusiveness of education during times of crisis. By doing so, we have not only bridged criminal law and IT law, but also embraced an interdisciplinary approach, incorporating design and technology into legal practice. Throughout our project, we have made significant progress, and today my colleagues will present our findings, results, evaluations, and recommendations within the time available. Our theme, I and Professor Mengi, Dr. Mengi, Professor Dr. CEtin, Professor Basak Ozparlak, and PhD student Selm Sarfati. Thank you, and now I give the floor to Dr. Volkan Mengi. Please.
Hello. First of all, can you give me the control in order for me to move the slides, or otherwise it could be a bit hard for me to control?
Just let me know when you want to move the slide.
Okay, we can move to the next slide if possible. The next one. Okay, thank you. Hello, I am Volkan. First of all, thank you for giving us the chance to present our work here. And in this project, I was responsible for designing and implementing a courtroom scene in virtual reality. And my work included creating detailed 3D models of the courtroom and transferring the entire environment to an online platform. And my purpose was to develop a realistic and immersive legal simulation using VR technology. And firstly, I will explain the history of virtual reality from first ideas to the modern technology we use today. And here at the first image on the left, in 1838, Sir Charles Wheatstone, an English scientist, discovered how our brain sees depth. And he showed that depth comes from combining two slightly different images, and one seen by each eye. And he created the first stereoscope, which allowed people to view two separate images, and one for each eye. And when looking through the device, the brain combined these images, and that actually created 3D perception. And the next one, the next image in 19, the previous slide, we can stay there. Okay, thank you. On the second image on the slide, in 1956, Martin Healing, a filmmaker, wanted to create an immersive movie experience, and he built a machine called Sensorama. And it was like an arcade game that let users watch 3D films while also experiencing stereo sound and vibrations and wind and even smells. And maybe actually this was the first time someone tried to engage multiple senses in virtual reality. And the third example was the ViewMaster, and it was introduced in 1939. And it was a small handheld device that allowed users to look at 3D pictures. And it became popular, especially as a toy. And people used it to see 3D images of famous places and some different views. And lastly, last year, Meta, the company, launched the Meta Quest 3S. That's a modern VR headset, and it has high-resolution screens and it can track hands and eye movements, and users can interact with virtual objects and even socialize in virtual spaces. So that was a brief history of VR technology, and we can move to the next slide. If possible. Thank you. And this slide actually shows the main parts inside a modern VR headset and the companies that make them as well. And I would like to briefly explain these. And it starts with the sensors on the left side. They track the user's movement and position. And the second one is the processing unit. And the processing unit handles the system's performance, including graphics and tracking. And CPUs and GPUs and memory chips are important parts of this unit. And the companies like Intel and NVIDIA make these chips that power the VR headset. And the third one is the display. And these panels show the virtual environment. And VR headsets use high-resolution screens with fast refresh rates for smooth visuals. And the housing, it holds all the components all together, and it's made of durable yet lightweight materials for comfort and portability. And the fifth one is the last one at the far right is lenses. And they turn the display into a 3D view, and VR lenses like Fresnel and aspheric lenses ensure sharp visuals with minimal distortion. And lastly, there are some also other parts include batteries for wireless operation and USB controllers for fast input. And companies like Samsung, SDI, or LG provides this type of parts. And we can move to the next slide. Thank you. I would like to talk about the impact of immersive technologies on different industries and how virtual reality is shaping the future of education. As we see in the chart on the left, immersive technologies such as virtual and augmented reality are expected to bring major changes across several industries, not only gaming and entertainment. The first one is the healthcare, with 38% of respondents expecting significant disruption. And VR and AR are already changing medical training, surgical simulations, and patient care. And education follows closely at around 28%, and highlighting the increasing use of VR in classrooms, online learning, and skill development. And workforce training, manufacturing, and automotive industries are also on the list, indicating that strong adoption of immersive technology in hands-on and technical fields. Now, on the right-hand side, we see the explosive growth of the virtual reality market in education. In 2023, the market was valued at around $11.95 billion, but by 2027, it is expected to reach at $46.14 billion. And this rapid expansion is driven by several factors. First, the increasing demand for interactive and engaging learning experiences, and the rise of remote and hybrid education models, and the need of hands-on training in fields like healthcare, engineering, and some other sciences. And lastly, investments in hardware and software, making VR more accessible than before. And in summary, immersive technologies are no longer just about entertainment, and they are actually reshaping industries, changing learning, and creating new opportunities for innovation. And with the VR education market expected to quadruple in the next few years, so we will see some more developments in the future, I think, and we can move to the next slide. Now I'm going to show two recent news. I will show how technology, especially virtual reality, is changing courtrooms. I will start with the news on the left. So in the past, the evidence in court was shown through photos, videos, and witness statements, but these methods could miss some important details of a crime scene. And with VR technology, lawyers can now create 360-degree immersive recreations of crime scenes. And this lets judges and juries walk through the scene and understand better what happened. And this VR technology helps present evidence more clearly and completely. And the news on the right, that's an example of how VR is being used in courts. In Florida, during a Stand Your Ground hearing, a judge used a Quest 2 VR headset to see a recreated event. And the case was about a defendant who drew a gun during a fight at a wedding. To show the defendant's side, the defense team asked an artist to create a VR animation showing what happened from their client's point of view. And the defendant's lawyer said VR helped the court better understand the dangerous situation his client was in and why he acted in self-defense. And this was one of the first times VR was used in courtroom. And after looking to these two newses, using VR in court is a big step forward for the justice system, and it gives a clearer and more complete view of evidence, which can probably lead to a fairer decisions. And as technology keeps improving, probably we will likely to see even more uses of VR in legal cases, making justice system more accurate and fair. And we can move to the next slide. So I would like to talk about how we created our 3D courtroom scene for our project. But before that, I would like to explain two popular ways for scanning 3D environments, 3D scanning and photogrammetry. And these technologies are changing many industries, and I will explain how they work and where they are used. The image on the left shows how 3D scanning and photogrammetry work. Photogrammetry uses pictures taken from different angles to build a 3D model. And the software looks at overlapping pictures to measure the size and the shape of the object. And the second technique is 3D scanning, and it captures the shape and look of physical objects with special tools like laser scanners. And these tools gather lots of points to make a detailed digital model of the object. And if you look at the image on the right, we started making the 3D model of the courtroom. And first we used a 3D scanning app with an iPad and scanned the courtroom at our university. But the result was not good enough, so we had to make the 3D model from the beginning with a software. We can move to the next slide. Thank you. This is the models we made, and while modeling the courtroom scene, we used Autodesk Maya. And as you can see on the right side, we also designed characters such as the judge, lawyer, and witness, and defendant using the same software. And we then transferred these 3D models into a Mozilla Hubs platform. It's a web-based virtual reality platform that allows users to create and explore immersive 3D spaces for social gatherings or meetings and events. And next slide, please. Can you click one more to the screen? Thank you. So the interface you see on the screen belongs to Mozilla Hubs application. So first we imported the 3D models we created into this platform and shared the link to the courtroom scene with the participants who would conduct the virtual reality trial. And each participant joined the scene using the assigned 3D character, such as a judge or lawyer, and the trial took place. Next slide, please. So, unlike the previous VR headsets I showed, we first used a cardboard in our tests. We use these cardboards with Mozilla hubs, and these devices transform a regular smartphone into an immersive VR experience and making it accessible and affordable for everyone. So the users connected to Mozilla hubs with their smartphones and place their phones in the cardboard in order to experience virtual reality. And I would like to talk about the main components and their functions of the cardboard. So the first is smartphone display, and the screen shows two images, one for each eye, and creating a 3D effect that tricks our brain into seeing depth. And smartphone functionality. The smartphone generates the virtual world and tracks our head movement, allowing us to look around naturally. And lenses, these are inside the viewer magnified and the smartphone images, making it virtual world feel more real. And lastly, the grip pads, they actually hold the phone in place, preventing it from slipping out while in use. So this VR headset shows how simple materials and smartphone technology can create immersive digital experiences. And that's actually useful for gaming and education and even for virtual tourism. We can move to the next slide. Can you click one more? Thank you. So our first trial was conducted in this way with 9 different characters joining the virtual courtroom for a test session. But later on, Mozilla Hub's application was shut down, and we had to switch to VR chat as it was the closest alternative. Next slide, please. Thank you. Unfortunately, due to technical limitations, multiple users couldn't join the environment simultaneously, and we were able to transfer the 3D courtroom scene into the platform, but only one person could enter at a time. And the students experienced the virtual trial in this way, using a MetaQuest 3 VR headset instead of a card room VR headset. We can switch to the next one. Thank you. And additionally, in the classroom, we used our available cardboard VR headsets to watch courtroom videos and various 360-degree videos. And as a result, the shutdown of Mozilla Hubs had a significant negative impact on our project. While we were able to continue our experiments via VR chat, the limitation of allowing only one participant at a time was a major issue for us. And now I will pass it to my colleague, Dr. Müge Çetin, who will discuss the importance of transforming legal education through VR.
Thank you, Volkan. Good morning, everyone. Next slide, please. Thank you. As my colleagues mentioned, virtual reality is changing legal education, but the shift comes with both challenges and benefits. Next slide, please. One big challenge is the lack of consistent VR content, which can lead to uneven learning experiences. Also, resistance to change in traditional legal education slows down the adoption of VR-based methods. Both faculty and students face adaptation difficulties since moving from traditional learning to an immersive environment requires new skills and adjustments. That said, VR brings important benefits. It improves hands-on learning, letting students practice in realistic legal settings. It makes learning more engaging by allowing students to interact and apply their knowledge. Most importantly, it expands access to global legal systems and helps to create a more inclusive learning experience. Thank you. Now my colleague will continue. Selm.
Hi everyone. First, thanks to everyone who contributed. Next slide, please. And I'm going to tell about the feedbacks we get from students who participated in the project. I'm going to show you a table in the next slides, but I want to mention the bullet point first. Slightly more than half of the students stated that the VR experience was immersive and realistic, as well as the VR experience met their expectations. Nearly half of the students pointed out that participating in discussions in the virtual environment created more motivation compared to the face-to-face experience. Nearly 3/4 of the students stated that it was easy to navigate and interact in the virtual reality environment. Those who disagreed that the level of comfort they experienced while using VR technology was good were more than those who agreed. I can say that all the students were very thrilled about the VR headset. Majority of the students tried the headset for the first time in their life. Like before the practice, they were all like, "Are we going to try the headsets this time?" They were all asking about it. The demand for the project was very high. Due to the participant limit, we could not accept some students' requests. Yet some students even requested a priority spot for the mock trial to be held in the next term. Next slide, please. You can see in this table, you can see the general distribution of the responses given to the questions. As you are looking at, I want to tell a story about our project. One of the students was not at the classroom during the virtual trial, and you could easily be part of the activity. To be honest, it was not our plan. He had to go to his hometown because of a family event. However, this situation was a perfect tool to prove our argument in our project. If we tried to follow the old Moot-Court process, physical Moot-Court process, he would not be able to attend. Yet he was also be able to participate in the Moot-Court in the same way as the other students. Next slide, please. And I want to tell my personal experience as a project assistant and old undergraduate students at Ozyegin University. The virtual reality-based Moot-Court trial offered significant advantages in terms of flexibility and accessibility. Participants were able to engage effectively despite being in different physical locations. As I mentioned before, one student can attend from his own town. When I was a student, I had to be at the university for the practices. It was challenging for me to get back home after the practices because of the location of the university. But as a project assistant, I was able to carry out the practices online. Elimination of physical obstacles by VR technology saves time and money. At a city like Istanbul, time wasted on traffic is too much, and people can attend online platforms and online activities easily. And I could work with three different groups simultaneously because of that. But the students, it was nearly impossible to attend three different Moot-Court activity. Conducting the Moot-Court through VR also eliminated expenses such as electricity and transportation. And I'm going to pass the microphone to my colleague, Professor Ozan.
Thank you. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I will be quick, I promise. I would like to thank all my esteemed colleagues and project partners for their work and presentations. Next slide, please. And next slide, I will skip this for the time. Next slide, please. And the next one. Yes, thank you very much. I skipped all of them, but one of the most important non-technical challenges that we encountered during the project was that the big tech dependency, as Dr. Volkan mentioned before, because currently the most advanced VR hardware and software are controlled and produced by big tech companies. So the main important factor is that equal access to technology, because these headsets are too expensive, and data sovereignty and privacy, because the data collecting during these VR sessions includes voice, sometimes emotions, movement, gestures, and interactions, and it's invaluable. And who will control and who will reuse this data, for how, and where this data will be stored? These are the main challenging future questions. Actually, also, as the next step, we would like to expand our project by collaborating with industry partners to reduce dependency on large tech firms. We hope so. And to create sustainable and independent education systems, maybe universities and all educational institutions must explore and find out a solution for open source, locally governed and ethically managed platforms that prioritize not only the tech itself, but innovation and educational value. And secondly, implementing effective and inclusive edtech policies is so important, prioritizing sovereignty of education, because we have to find a way that technology serves education rather than education serving technology by data provider. To conclude, our research highlights not only the potential but also the responsibility that comes with integrating VR and all the other technologies into education. We must balance innovation with ethics, accessibility, and with security and excitement with careful planning. Last verse, if you remember Harry Potter, the invitation letters from Hogwarts to Harry Potter were attempted to be blocked. However, no matter how much they tried, they couldn't stop them. The letters came through the doors, the chimney, from everywhere, and in the end they reached Potter. The role of technology in education is somehow similar. It's an undeniable reality that we cannot block or ignore. But the real question is, how can we fully benefit from it? This is what we need to discuss. And we are excited to share our project and the results with you. Thank you for the online option also. Thank you very much, everyone.